Hello, friends. I'm RJ Rajiv here from Washington, D.C. studio of Suno Audio and Radio Zindagi, bringing to you today a very special show. Natya Bharati and Natya Darpan, this DC chapter, is bringing for you a beautiful weekend of theater plays on January 21st and 22nd here at the Krieger Auditorium at Jewish Community Center in Rockville, Maryland. And today I have here with me the people, everyone who's kind of many of them who are involved with the play to talk about the various plays और बातें करेंगे उन plays के बारे में and discuss about what these plays are going to be and get you all excited about coming and joining us to watch this play. So welcome to the show, everyone.
Thank you.
Did we get
Thank you.
everyone to watch this? So I'm going to start first with Meera. Meera, I know you're in the DC area, very active with theater, and I would like to talk to you a little bit about Natya Bharati and the motivation of bringing this uh, 2-day theater festival on 21st and 22nd, which is happening between Natya Darpan DC chapter and Natya Bharati. So tell us about Natya Bharati and your excitement, and what were the thinking behind when you guys planned for this show.
And thank you very much, RJ Rajiv, for having us on your show. And yes, Natya Bharati is a very old DC metro area organization. Next year, we will be celebrating our 40th year of existence. And it started simply in somebody's living room of people in first immigrants, first generation who came here and were missing that and wanted to start something that's very Indian oriented. And originally it was like, they thought universally we'll have Hindi plays because it will speak to all our audiences. And then eventually it became Hindi and English plays. And now we have been going strong, 39 years and counting. The reason for collaborating, it's Natya Darpan DC, is we went and performed in Natya Darpan, New Jersey, our play Kanhaiya, and we've been connected. I've been connected with Ashok Ji otherwise because I performed another play, Music in My Blood, with Natya Darpan before. And so it is reciprocity. And also Ashok Chaudhary, the founder of Natya Darpan, who's with us today, wanted to bring a DC chapter. He tried once and very successfully presented a year ago. And this time, so Natya Bharati thought we could collaborate or rather host together, totally collaborating. But we are having Natya Darpan plays that were already staged in November in New Jersey, 6 short plays, of which audience was polled and 3 were selected based on that. And they are being presented here in DC, one of which is Kanhaiya, which is of Natya Bharati's production. And then the other thing is ICST Theater, which is founder is Barkha. She's with us. And I worked with her for a very long time. And thank you for all the opportunities, Barkha. And
Thank you.
Fantastic productions that they stage. They've been doing for 5 years now in New Jersey, and collaborative with Dr. Farley Richmond and Mahesh Jattani, and several, using all their local persona of theater on and off stage and production crew. And they have some lovely productions which I have had the opportunity to witness when we went and performed Natya Bharati productions in SATF, which is South Asian Theatre Festival in New Jersey. And so connected and wanted to bring ICST. So our second day, Sunday, we have 2 ICST productions, which is also a New Jersey organization started by Barkhaji. And Dr. Farley Richmond is very much involved with them, probably in every production, every year, 2 or 3 productions directed by Dr. Farley, staged by ICST. And then Priyanka, we connected through her play, which Priyanka Shetty, she's with us. She's based in Philly. And she has written and performed solo acts for some time now. And so I connected with her after I saw Elephant in the Room that she has performed solo all over, and at East Coast. I'm not sure about the West Coast, but she went and was invited and had a successful showing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And ever since I've like, communicated with her, someday we need to get her here. And this was an excellent opportunity. So on Sunday, we have two of ICST productions, which is Bikhre Bimb and Priest and the Prostitute. And we have Priyanka's Elephant in the Room. And I'll let Ashokji speak about Natya Darpan, the three present productions he's going to present on Saturday. But it is a tremendous joy to have all of you and to welcome you in the DC metro area and showcase all of your productions over here.
Yeah, so before we
Thank
go and talk to Ashok ji, just for all the theater lovers in the Washington D.C. area, I just want to tell them 6 plays in 2 days of varied genres and presentation. What a treat it is! And
you.
why
Yes.
would anyone not keep their weekend free to come and watch these plays? Like, theater is a platform which is a completely different format. It gives a completely different kind of a rush for both the performers as well as the audience. And getting to watch 6 of them on in 2 days is just incredible. And I know some of them are. Uh, I have been engaged with Dr. Fawley in the past, with Barkha and Meera with Natya Bharati and all, and I can kind of say for you guys with confidence that these plays are going to be just awesome. And I know Priyanka's play Elephant in the Room has been getting rave reviews from everywhere. So that's going to be huge. So I'm just, before I talk to Ashok ji about Natya Dharpan DC and his play, I want to tell everyone, please block 21st and 22nd to get this theatrical treat that you do not want to miss.
And
So,
just to add to that, for tickets, it's reserved seating both days. You can buy either just Saturday only or Sunday only, or both days combined, which I would highly recommend because there's six different plays and fantastic plays productions. And you can get your tickets on www.natyabharati.org, which is NATYABHARATI.
yep, sure. So we'll repeat that again towards as we get to the end of the show. So Ashok ji, welcome to the show. And this is the first time I'm getting to meet you. So tell us about Natya Bharati and the Natya Bharati DC chapter.
Natya Darpan.
Oh, Natya Darpan. Sorry, Natya Bharati, Natya Darpan. Yeah, Natya, both of them. Natya, yeah, Natya Darpan. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me for this small interview at your show. It is really honor for me to be here. Uh, I'm Ashok Tobhari. I'm a president and founder of Indian Heritage and Cultural Association, the original main organization where we give uh, support local talent in performing arts and showcase and promote the local artists from theater as well as from music and dance. We established this organization, it's a non-profit organization, almost in 2013. And from 2016, we started doing the shows or short play festival, multilingual short play festival, Natya Darpan. We know that there are so many talented local US based artists here in our area, in New Jersey, New York, and tri-state area, and of course in California. We found out that it is tremendous pleasure to work with these artists, and they have their amazing talent. Some of the things which I don't have is I'm not an artist, but I realized this when I was working with a variety of nonprofit organizations in past 20 years that these talents need to showcase to the audience, and hence I started this nonprofit organization. The name itself, it says Natya Darpan, the mirror to the society through performing arts. And that's why we bring the plays which is depicting our social justice. We bring the plays which has some social issues discussed, such as women empowerment, human trafficking, immigration, Alzheimer's disease, um, mental health, LGBTQ plus issues in our communities. And mostly Natadar Fund's selection committee, which is a wide variety of talented individuals from USA as well as from India, select plays based on these social issues. Um, and of course, the quality of these issues. For last 7 years, we have been doing these shows in New Jersey, And last year, we had a great opportunity to work with small groups from Washington D.C. to bring our open a new chapter of Natya Darpan in Washington D.C. and it was tremendous success. Um, Based on that, this year we are collaborating with Natya Bharati, and we are bringing 3 out of 6 plays which we hosted in October 15th, 2022 in New Jersey. And these plays, all I mean, it is very difficult to bring all plays, but these 3 plays which we are bringing to Washington D.C. on January 21st are amazing plays and different genres. And the first play is gruesome playground injuries, directed by Dr. Farley Richmond. We will be talking to him later. The second play will be Kanhaiya, which is Natya Bharati's play, directed by Meera Narasimhan. And the third play is a Marathi play, Alpaviram, which is directed by Ashutosh Hadak. So these are amazing plays. These are short plays. They are roughly around 35, 40-minute plays. And there will be, after the first play, there will be small 10-minute panel discussion with Dr. Farley. So I definitely recommend everybody to come for both days and um, enjoy these plays.
Thank you so much, Ashokji. And Dr. Farley, you have two plays being represented, one on
Yes.
21st and one on 22nd. Playground Injuries, I think, and Priest and Prostitute. Uh, so, uh, how did you select these two plays to be represented for this festival? And what are the genres of these two plays? And how did you go about directing both of them at the same time?
Ah, that's the mystery.
And and
Actually,
before I jump in, it'd be great to have a quick introduction, Dr. Farley, about yourself for all the audience here.
okay. Well, I've had experience for a long time directing plays, and when I went to India in 1964 for the first time, I was asked to direct a play at Lady Irwin College. And so it was the first time I directed Indians in any Indian plays. And it wasn't an Indian play, it was an American play, very popular American play about a kind of wacky family. And so that was the first experience. And then I acted a bit in Delhi when I was there. And I had the good fortune of having Mrs. Gandhi come and see one of the shows.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was really a treat. And she came
Wow.
to
Wow.
see a play called Hotel Paradiso, which is farce comedy from
Wow.
France. And anyway, and over the years, I got back into the swing of directing plays, not with Indian actors, but with American actors. I did Asif Kurimboy's Goa, which is, I don't know whether you know the play, but it's about the uh, casting out of the Portuguese from Goa
Mm-hmm.
after the 1947. And that was Kurimboy wrote a rather interesting play about that subject. He was on a grant from the Rockefeller Foundation. And I
Mm.
had just come back from India, and the Rockefeller people called me and said, could you direct one of his plays because he's going to be here in this country? And afterwards, Kurimboy then had some of his works done professionally in Boston and in New York. One of them was based on the story of rain, and it was very popular at one point in time. Most of his works were not produced in India because they were essentially considered to be too political in
Mm.
nature. And so that's how I got started. So basically, and you all maybe made the mistake of inviting me to come direct, because I love directing. So it's been wonderful working with Indian actors and all of you in performances.
Yeah, I think it's an honor for all the actors who get to be directed by you, Dr. Polly. And the reason that's the reason I asked that question, because I wanted everyone to know about the rich pedigree of the experience that you bring on the table, and the people who get that experience of working under your direction is their honor.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I was one of them. I was privileged to do, and I learned so much during the God of Carnage. And I would say, I envy the people who do get the opportunity to work with you.
Thank you. That's very kind.
So tell us about these two plays, the Playground Injury and
Ah,
the
okay.
Priest and the Prostitute.
Okay. I'll try to be short. Okay.
Take your time. Take your
The
time.
most recent work, Gruesome Ground Injuries, is by a Indian American playwright, Rajiv Joseph, and this work has become rather popular in the high schools around the United States because it deals with questions about kids who are very young and who are trying to relate to each other and can never get the right circumstances where they can have a relationship. And so the play has only two actors in it. And I thought when we were talking, Ashok and I were talking about the possibility of me developing something, and I said, "Well, this play sounds interesting to me," and so fortunately, we had two actors in our group here in Georgia, and very talented young actors, and so. Uh, I would cast them in the show, and they were delighted to come to New Brunswick and to be in and do something that they'd never done before, which was perform publicly in such a big forum. And so that's something about the first play. The second one, uh, Priest and the Prostitute, Barca and I mostly developed this play and worked for a long time getting it produced because we had all sorts of people leaving and coming back and from going abroad and not going abroad, and so ultimately we got the play up, and we've had some really wonderful actors perform the work, and it's a classical Sanskrit play from the 7th century, so that's what's so
Wow.
remarkable about it. And translations of the play are fascinating because they're farce comedy. They're very funny, and the relationships of these characters is very funny, and I think that
Wow.
the audience will enjoy. So, in contrast to the gruesome playgrounds, which is rather serious and not very funny, this is quite humorous as a piece, and it's to finish the season performance 21st. So we're very happy to have been chosen to come and join the gang.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to watching both of them. So Barka, how has been your experience on the Priest and the Prostitute, as Dr. Polly just said about the challenges and everything and coming together?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been like a roller coaster ride, you know. One actor leaves, the other one comes in, and the play is such that we can manage to put it on. It's a fun play. I'm sure everybody will have a fun time watching it. Not going to say much about it, but yeah, we are ready.
Yeah, it
And
looks
we're
like
all
the few
delighted.
people who have already watched it, because I know it has been already staged. I could see the smile on their faces, like Mira's face. They're just getting excited, and I can feel like they're already getting that comedy feeling about the play, and really reminiscing about what they have seen. So
Yeah.
I'm sure people would love to watch it. I'm looking forward to watch it.
Yeah. I
So
think this will be our sixth performance. You know,
Yeah.
we've been performing this at quite a few venues, and very excited. The whole cast is very excited also.
wow, wow, wow. So Barka, tell me, how did you guys decide on this particular script? What has been the journey? So six performances have been completed, but how has been the journey from selection of what priest and prostitute and putting it together?
This was, we were looking for a short play, and it's very difficult to find short plays. And this was one of those that,
Mm.
we narrowed down and, performed it. And we had done this in 2017. We had done it with an entirely different cast, and then Ashok ji happened to see excerpts of it and said he'd like to, showcase this particular play. So we revived it, and then the pandemic hit, and it got postponed. It's been like a
Yeah.
long, it's been a long wait. We performed this play even on Zoom when we were getting ready for
Yeah.
Natya Darpan in 2020. When it got postponed a week before, right? Just a week before we were supposed to go on
Yes.
stage.
Yeah.
So we performed it on Zoom the same day that we would have performed on stage
Hmm.
for Dr. Farley's book club in Georgia. And people loved it even on Zoom. We managed to pull off the whole play
Yeah.
and had a fun time
Mm.
doing it. And since then, and then we did, finally showcase it at Natya Darpan in 2021. And since then, the play has been doing the rounds. It's been
Yeah,
making the rounds, yeah.
I've heard a
Mm.
lot about it, so would like to everyone to come and enjoy it. And Dr. Farley, thank you so much for joining us today because Georgia National Championship is going on, and you sacrificed that to
I
be
know it.
here.
My wife has threatened me. You should come downstairs and listen to this.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I was thinking the same thing. This is a big game today on National Championship, and we are all sitting here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's called the dedication towards theater, right? It's a dedication towards theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
Priyanka, I'm going to come to you, elephant in the room, and you're doing a solo act. Stage belongs to you. Tell us about elephant in the room, about your experience, and the challenges about holding the audience attention when you're the only person on the stage.
Well, okay, so Elephant in the Room is a play I wrote in my final year of graduate school here in America. I came here to do my MFA in acting. And before that, I was a software engineer and I was working as a as an engineer before I started to,
Wow.
decided to take the plunge and
Wow.
move to the US. So inadvertently, I ended up writing a play about that transition. And it happened
Uh,
and I came into this program to really do the typical things an actor does, which is audition for plays, being cast in plays that other people see you as a good fit for a particular role and all of that. But I guess I had a different trajectory set out for me in the sense that a skill that I developed early on in my life as a writer suddenly took forefront when in an academic institution here, I also underwent, really being at the receiving end of racist behavior. And that was the first for me, having, just landed in the US to pursue this degree. So it was really a, a speech that I'd written for a class. It was supposed to be a speech of passion concern, and I'd written something really tongue in cheek, almost like a stand that I had shared with my peers, and they loved it. And at some point, they had given me the idea that, oh, you should turn this into something, maybe a one woman show. And it wasn't until, I really hit rock bottom during my experience as a grad student did I take a look at that speech again. And I realized that the moment in which I'd found humor and the things that and topics that I was talking that were elephants in the room were really microaggressions that escalated into something far more serious later. So I I feel like into playwriting in that moment, and Elephant in the very first play, and it was also a solo play, which of course came with its own set of challenges. But one thing I realized that even though it's a very my struggle and my transition, and my specific story of fighting with my family for wanting to be in the US and to study acting, it has a
Awesome.
universality to it that appeals to a lot of people, which is why I think.
I'm still
Go ahead.
fascinated by the whole transition of going from engineering on to the acting. So, like, you've completely transitioned and not as a passion, but taken on acting as your journey.
Yeah, I have. done that crazy thing of just quitting, letting go of whatever I had,
Wow.
studied for many years.
Wow.
And now I've
Wow.
completely switched gears. And yeah, this is what I do.
Wow. That's amazing. That's
Fantastic.
amazing. Amazing.
But yeah, the challenge of
So
thank you. But it's been great. I think I first performed this play in, I think, 2018. And it's 2023 now. And the fact that I'm still being invited to perform it
Yeah.
says that, there's something about it that needs to be shared and experienced by other immigrants, really. So
Yeah.
I wanted to share it
wow.
this month. Yeah, at
If
the Play
nothing
Festival.
else, I would tell like people to just come and meet with you to get inspired about choosing completely different career from what you were made out to be, or come here to US to study and take that leap of faith to say this is the path and the journey I'm going to follow. That is credible. That's credible. If nothing else, I want to sit down and talk to you a little bit more about that whole journey. And so tell me about Elephant in the Room. So I know you said 2018 to now you have been performing, and I know it's going to be captivating. Um, how when you get on the stage and you're by yourself, just for my own education, I'm trying to understand how do you energize yourself for so long to keep the people captivated with that performance? Just an education for myself, Priyank.
The fun, yeah. I guess, funnily enough, the process of working on a solo play is lonely until you get on stage and then you meet the audience. And that's the point when it stops being a solitary pursuit and suddenly you feel enlivened by having people around you. And in my case, the audience members are my scene partners. So the energy that they bring into the room is what I'm feeding off of. And the adrenaline kicks in, and before I know it, I'm in the final scene, and I'm like, is it 60 minutes already? But
Wow.
there's never been a dull moment, whether the people in the audience or 400 were when I performed in DC the last time, when all of the South Asians in DC showed up in such huge numbers, which is so lovely.
So
Tell us
yeah,
about the Edinburgh Festival.
what does that mirror?
I said
Yeah, this
a Fringe Fest in Edinburgh.
Oh, okay, okay. And Mala just said that it's so inspiring. So I think it is an inspiration for many when they come and meet you and watch Elephant in the Room. I think Priyanka is having
I'm
some
looking
challenges
forward
with this.
to meeting everyone.
Same here.
Same
Are
here.
you having
Yes.
trouble
Yes.
hearing me?
Yeah.
Priyanka, yeah, you were freezing a little bit here and there, but that's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, your key message was delivered perfectly well. So
Yeah.
your inspiration was there. So Meera, I'm going to come to you very quickly. Let's talk about Kanhaiya. Um, Kanhaiya also has been performed for what, like the first time it was performed was what, 8 9 years back, if I
No, I would say 5 years. Five
5 years back.
5 years back.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, all due credit goes to Ashok Ambardekar, the old time Natya Bharati veteran, and he found this play and staged it originally for the Natya Bharati in the DC metro area, and then I think Ashok Chaudhary had read about it or heard about it, and he wanted us to submit the play to Natya Darpan, and it was done by Ashok Ambardekar originally. But then, just before we were supposed to go, the pandemic hit. So, what else? We have to all cry about that, and so everything was, on the back burner. And eventually, it got revived this year. But by then, Ashok Ambardekar ji took a step back, and he said, So I stepped in to direct the play, and there were a lot of changes that happened. The play has only two characters, and both of them moved out of here. But one moved to the West Coast in California and couldn't keep flying back for rehearsals. But the other woman, who is So Gango, which is Madhvi Tabe Bhosle, kept driving up from North Carolina or flying in to rehearse. And that's how we revived it. And we replaced the California artist with a local Madhuri Subramaniam, who is based in Maryland. And they both did a fantastic job, according to the audience of Natya Darpan. So Ashok Ji should
Of course.
probably qualify that. But what is fascinating about the play is it's a 20-something young guy based in Mumbai who wrote this play about a wife and the other woman. And it's just the give and take in the dialogue between the two. But some of it is so hard hitting, so fantastic. It's it has to be heard. It's the Hindi language, and it's just beautiful. And it's applicable across the board to anyone, I think, on this planet. The questions that are posed by the other woman to the wife, and the reality check of existentialism kind of in a marriage. That's what it questions. So I had an excellent script, and it was already prepared by Ashok Ambadekar ji, and I had excellent actors. I pretty much had nothing to do, I must say, and I just lucked out.
You're absolutely modest. You're very modest, Mira. We know that how modest you are with everything that you do. So, I'll take that with a grain of salt.
But before that, I would also like to throw back to Barkhaji. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about Kaneha. But Barkhaji has to talk about Bikhre Bim, her baby. That's
we're showcasing that also. ICS Theatre is showcasing that on the 22nd. It is a Hindi play, and I must say the actors have done a phenomenal job. It is Girish Karnad's play, translated by Padmavati Rao, and it is a very complex play. It has taken us, multiple readings, a lot of hours to understand the fineness in it, and the actors are very motivated, and it's coming through very nicely. I would like everybody to come and watch it. I hope everybody can make it, and it is going to be a treat. 2 days of 6 plays, which are going to be fantastic. So looking forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And um, I'm looking forward to it and telling again everyone that please block your calendar, because everything that you just heard, right? Each and every of those plays that we just talked about, uh, each sound by themselves, standing on their own, something that you just want to come and watch, irrespective if the other plays were being played at the same time or not. Just each one of them stands on its own, kind of a thing. So if nothing else, you're getting like get one and get five free kind of a thing entertainment, because each one will be one something that you want to come and watch and enjoy for both the days. So I'll request
and
everyone.
just to add, we have different languages too, but we have subtitles in English.
Yes.
Because we have English plays, we have one Marathi play, we have 2 Hindi plays over the 2 days. But there is either subtitles or super titles, whichever way you call it, in English. So it's easily comprehensible for anybody across the board.
Yeah, that's a lot of hard work too, Mira. Putting those superscript is a lot of work, and you guys do
Especially
that.
translate, and Stuti Energy did it for Kanaya. Kudos, hats off to her.
Yeah, and for like bringing that so that people can enjoy the play, and if they don't understand the language, you guys have gone out of the way to make sure that you connect with the audience and they get to enjoy. So why would someone not respect that and come and watch the hard work that you guys have put? And also, you all are coming from various different states, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, DC people, all culminating here in DC to bring this beautiful set of plays for all of us. All we have to do is show up, sit down, and enjoy. The easiest of the thing to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's Dr. Farley from Atlanta, and
Yes.
Madhuri is coming from Carolina. We have New Jersey represented. We have Philadelphia. We
Yes.
have just mid-Atlantic and coast.
Yes, Atlanta to New York to New Jersey to And as Priyanka was saying, right, the actors, the people who put this hard work, the directors, they get the energy from the audience who
Yes.
sit there. The moment they see the audience, they just get excited about presenting it. And unless we fill up the halls, we want to get that energy of the people and respect their hard work. So again, one more time, please do go to natyabharati.org to get your tickets. And it's happening not this weekend, the next weekend, which is January 21st and 22nd, Saturday and Sunday, three plays each day. On Saturday and Sunday, you can buy a Saturday package, Sunday package, or birthday package. If you have any questions, reach out to myself or anyone here on the screen, or Meera or Adarsh Gupta, Paresh Parekh, others. But do show up. I'm looking forward to being there and enjoy each of the plays and learn from it and shake hands with every one of you.
And
Thank
there's
you.
an incentive. Both the days there's intermission and there's chai nashta.
Thank you, Meera, for helping me make my chai reels from that point on. So thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for
You.
joining us on Monday evening. I request again everyone to please get your tickets for the Natya Bharati and Natya Darpan presenting this sixth plays next weekend on 21st and 22nd. And thank you, everyone. All the best. And Dr. Fali, all the best for Georgia to for the national championship.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
all.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see you all. Take care. We'll
Thank
see
Good
you
you
night.
soon.
all. Bye. Take care. Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.